The yellowtail snapper is easily the most popular fish in the Florida Keys.
Oh, there we go. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
As you could imagine, with popularity comes pressure. But why is it that there seems to be an endless supply of yellowtail snapper?
Oh, wow. This is there we go, of the best yellowtailing I've ever had before. Got him, got the dolphin.
Today we dive deep into this fishery, showing you all why it's the crowd favorite and why it's so sustainable.
Well, good morning. For those of you that are new, my name is Clay. My wife and I typically host this channel here called Life by the Bow, but every once in a while she takes the day off and I get to come out here, hang out with you guys and do some fishing. And historically down here, October can be a great month for big yellowtails. So if that doesn't work out, we got the boat loaded down with chum, dead baits, a little bit of everything. And we'll show you guys all that throughout the day. But we're gonna get up on plane and see if we can load the live wells first thing. Tell you what, we've been getting more and more of these calm days, and I'll take it, man. I mean, it has just been such a windy summer, but all good things come with a sacrifice, right? If it weren't for the bad days, the good days wouldn't be so good. And with that being said, our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers are with the ones that just experienced Hurricane Helene. I mean, that storm did so much more than I think anybody could have ever imagined. And with that being said, we want to contribute. What we're going to do is we're going to donate 100% of the profits for these shirts, these solid ones specifically, to a relief fund to help those that were affected by this storm. And if you guys want to help out, you know, just go ahead to that QR code like I said up on screen there. But since we found the pilchards, we're just going to anchor up. I'm going to put out some chum, and we're gonna see if we can chum these guys up behind the boat, throw the net, get a couple before we try to do some yellowtailing. First things first that I like to do is when I put on my lanyard for the trolling motor remote here, I like tucking it inside of my shirt. And the reason why is because when I'm throwing the cast net, I don't have to worry about the cast net getting caught on the remote there, which can ruin your entire throw. And basically what we're doing here is we're gonna basically separate the line foot by foot. I like to do, as you guys can see, just like that. We're just gonna bunch it up in our hand. And then we're gonna split the net into 3 different sections here. Basically the first section, about a foot. Second section, about, I'd say halfway down the net. And now I have the third section here. Gonna take a third of the net here, throw it over my right shoulder, just like that. Take the inside lead line, go over the shoulder, take the outside lead line, put it in my thumb, just like that. Break up another third. Make sure you have no tangles, that's the key. We are ready to throw. Next thing that we need is just a little bit of bait. And then we're just gonna take this, throw it in a circular motion, and then we should have a net full of bait. Go over the engine. If that doesn't get them, I don't know what does. That should be a blackout. Yeah, we did good. Oh, that's a rookie move right there. All right, so we got one well full. Now we're gonna fill the rear. Take note on what I'm doing here, preparing for my second throw. I'm actually loading the cast net in the very back of the boat here. And the reason why I do that is because I'm trying to confine that mess, especially in a situation like this, where I'm able to chum these baits and throw off the back of the boat. This is kind of like my ideal situation. So the boat stays nice and clean. And when you got a pretty new Pathfinder like this, you know, you want to try to do your very best keep her shining. Because every year we buy and sell our boats, so I want to make sure that this boat stays perfect and brand new for its new owner in a year, which could be one of you guys. All right, got both live wells packed. Aquarium windows are so cool. Important at the same time, so that way you can monitor your baits. But I'm gonna show you guys exactly where we're going, or the area that we're gonna be fishing. So basically, yellowtailing can be good all throughout the Florida Keys, you know, anywhere between like 4 to 5 miles offshore. You know, the perfect depth is anywhere between like that 50-foot range, maybe even 70, 80, 90, 100 if you're really trying to get after some bigger yellowtails. And obviously, you want to try to fish an area where you're marking a lot of life on the bottom. But as you can see right here, where these lines start getting really tight, and you can see that gradual drop off from like 30 feet down to 80, that's the area that you want to fish right there. So that's exactly where we're going, about 4 or 5 miles offshore. Let's go ahead, let's get after it. So we made it out to about 50 feet here, and the sonar is showing some really nice signs of life. And like I was showing you guys earlier, we have that nice little cluster of lines right here. So this is looking like a really good area to fish. But I want to show you guys something really cool about this boat. Autopilot is controlling the boat to take us right to our spot. But obviously, once we pop into neutral, autopilot disengages and we start drifting away from our spot. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kill the engine, come up here to our trolling motor. Now keep in mind, I have no remote on me. Then if you notice here on screen, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start a new point, press go to, and then a prompt is gonna pop up asking if I wanna engage the trolling motor. Press engage, turn on the prop, track point's already on, and it's gonna take us right to the spot so we don't have to mess around with the trolling motor. And as soon as we get there, the trolling motor is gonna anchor lock and we're right in position to fish. Now, typically when you think of yellowtailing, you think of chumming. I'm not gonna put chum in the water now. We may chum later on, but we're gonna try to get these yellowtails busting up on the surface with live pilchards. The reason why I don't wanna use chum is because more than half the time that brings the sharks, other predators. So we're gonna try to grab a live pilchard with some size to him. This guy right here. I'm gonna hook him right there. What he's gonna do is swim away from that tension. We have a really small J hook, 25 fluorocarbon leader, 30 feet of that. And the reason why I went up to a 25-pound leader, because these yellowtails, they have some size to them. And then we just have a net full of pilchards, and we're just gonna send those out. And hopefully we can get some of that life up off the bottom. And my pilchard goes exactly where all of those went. And then we start a feeding frenzy, and he is just taking off right now. I think we already hooked up on something. Yep, we put him off the bow. And we already got something, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That's our first yellowtail of the day. Check that out. Woo-hoo-hoo. And that's the key coming out here, catching them on the pilchards. We're after the bigger yellowtails. Nice size yellowtail, man. Check that out. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We'll use the de-hooker on them. Get that hook out. And what's really cool about our de-hookers here is we specifically designed them to be 12 inches long. Now obviously you want to use a measuring device to double check, but this will just kind of allow you to give yourself a visual judge. And as you can see, he's well over the size of the de-hooker there. So I'd say he's probably somewhere around a 15, 16 inch yellowtail, but that is exactly what we were after today. Hopefully they get a little bit bigger. The best part is we don't have chum all over the boat. Easy cleanup today. Let's see if we can get a couple more. All right, so we're gonna set up for another session here. Get him right in the tail again. Gonna send him out, just keep him there right beside the boat. We're gonna go in the rear well because we have some smaller baits here. These are great for chumming. Just send them out. Send some really healthy ones out there. And then we're gonna take these ones, kind of like crush them up in my hand so they don't swim as well. And sometimes that really gets these fish fired up. which they're busting right here next to the boat. Just gotta keep on feeding this sucker out there. Gotta make it look as natural as possible. There's a shark underneath the boat. So I gotta make sure from here on out, if we do hook a fish, we winch him in, because if not, he's gonna be shark food. As soon as he showed up too, oh, there we go, got one. There we go, we gotta go quick. Gotta get him away from that shark, baby. Woo, he's right here, look at the shark, look at the shark. You ain't getting my yellowtail, baby. Not today. Watch me talking all this smack and I catch a big one. There we go. That one's not as big as the last one, but another beautiful yellowtail right there. Another one for dinner. Check that out right there. This is actually a rainbow runner. And we just had the bait right beside the boat here. I was waiting to throw out some live chummers and he came and just nailed it right here. And as you can see, they're easy to mistake for a yellowtail. I mean, they look basically identical in the water. But as you can see, his body is just a little more elongated than a yellowtail. Similar markings. These guys supposedly make some really good sashimi. So we'll keep one just to put him on the dinner table. See what he tastes like. But man, this spot is just on fire right now. I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite times of the year. Fish down here in the Keys. Beautiful. Woohoo! God, I love this situation, how these fish are just right beside the boat here. It's just a perfect scenario. Oh, I got picked up. There we go. Another yellowtail, baby. I love it. They're so close to the boat too. We don't even have to worry about the sharks. But right now, we kind of have perfect conditions, if you ask me. You know, you don't want the water to be slicked out calm, because fishing can get really tough when it's that calm. So we have about 10 knots of wind right out of the north, and this is just the perfect scenario going on right now. You know, some days you come out to these numbers and these fish are just non-existent, whereas today is just one of those days where we just hit it perfect. Oh, there we go. It's feeling like another yellowtail. Oh, shark's after him. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. That gets me so fired up. Just wait until a big yellowtail ends up getting hooked. Then that shark's gonna start screaming back at me. This one's kind of on the smaller side. We already got 4 fish in the box, so we're gonna release them. Stay away from that shark, dude. Go on your way. They're so close to the boat, this is crazy. We don't even have chum in the water. There's some bigger baits mixed in that live chum. So hopefully that brings up some of the bigger yellowtails. Let's see, there we go. That's a bigger one right there. These 20 to 40 pound rods right here are the perfect casting rods with a live bait. And that's why I designed them this way, because this is exactly what we do. We do a lot of live bait fishing, especially live chumming, and you gotta be able to cast a live bait right in the middle of the school. This is a nicer size yellowtail right here, guys. This is a way nicer one. Thing is too, is these rods have enough heat to put the pressure on a bigger yellowtail like this. Nice, man, that is a nice size one. We're gonna use the bait net on him. I want to make sure we don't break them off. Look at the size of that one. I love it, man. They just keep on getting bigger. Check that out. Got him in the throat too, so he was not going anywhere. That is beautiful. That's the biggest one we've caught so far. Definitely not as big as they get. They'll get a lot bigger than this. But we're just gonna keep on working our way up. That is awesome. So I'm gonna try to pick the biggest bait that I can find here, hopefully to get a bigger yellowtail. He's perfect right there. We're gonna nose hook them, leave them in the live well, and I'm gonna get my live chum going first. And I'm not gonna cast until I hopefully see some bigger yellowtails up on top. And hopefully that bigger bait will find its way to a bigger yellowtail. That's the goal, at least. There's a big ball of them right there. See what happens. Oh, right in the middle of them, right in the middle of them. Wow. How cool is that, guys? That is so cool. There we go. You know, it's gotta be a nice size one to eat that bait. Then again, it's crazy. You'd be surprised. Oh, there we go. That's a nice one. Gotta stop. No, he's on the sharks on him, sharks on him. Just gotta cut the spool. Hate sharks, man. I was in one of those situations where I was just cupping the spool. I'd rather break them off than have them get eaten by a shark. And like I said, that little tiny hook right there is key. Loop knot. The reason why we do the loop knot is because that's just gonna allow that bait to have more action. And then at the end of the leader here, we have 20-pound braid, 4,500 pen slammer reel. We're gonna get the baits back in the water, and we're gonna try to keep on catching these things while it's good. Sometimes these bites will just turn off. I mean, it's like anything. You have good days and you have bad days of fishing. Today is just one of those good days, man. It's just one of those good days. I love it. There we go. Got him, just like that. Sweet, man. Wow, what is that? That's a big yellow jack. Big yellow jack next to the boat right here. Let's see if we can get him. So this is a perfect scenario right here, guys, of action brings action. So by me fighting this yellowtail and him freaking out, this yellow jack is wondering what's going on, and he's coming in to check out the scene, and we're gonna see if we can get him up on the surface here. I think we got another yellowtail. Definitely got another yellowtail. Well, that's a good problem to have. Catching big yellowtails while we're trying to catch yellowjack. That thing was massive though. That's one. We'll release this smaller. Well, they're about the same size. Those are both some nice size yellowtail. Neither of them are small. Nice. Check that out. Nice little double. We were trying to get that yellowjack there, but you know, today is just one of these situations, guys, where it's just the perfect recipe. Perfect amount of wind, perfect amount of current, perfect amount of visibility in the water. And you know, we typically don't always see fishing like this, even though we do have our very fair share of good days down here in the Keys. And we typically don't keep a lot of fish, but yellowtail is probably one of the most sustainable fisheries down here in the Keys. And I'll explain that here shortly, but I want to keep on catching some of these guys. So since we have these yellowtails so fired up, we're going to have a little fun. We're actually going to put on a little artificial plug there. And once the yellowtails come up busting on the surface, I'm going to cast right into the middle of them like mahi. And we'll see if we can get one on the plug. This is some of the best yellowtailing I've ever had before. Here they come. Look at them, they're already busting everywhere. I see some bigger ones back there, so let's make a cast. That's the best part, is we can get right in the middle of them. We got one. Woo! That is awesome. So in a situation like this, where we got them hooked with some treble hooks, first things first, we're gonna make sure to keep them. We grab our Avail pliers, and we do not want to get our hands anywhere near those treble hooks, because if he freaks out, that treble hook will go right into my finger, and we don't want that. But how cool is that, man? Got them fired up on the artificial. That's why you guys got to have all the tools. You got to have the de-hooker, you got to have the pliers, you got to have the scissors. We'll show you guys the fillet knives later on. Oh, look at that mackerel. Got a mackerel on the plug, baby. He doesn't even know he's hooked yet. Gotta keep him tight, baby. Look at this. Little tiny mackerel right there. So this is actually a little Cero mackerel, and we're gonna hang on to him because he also makes good sashimi. But that was just so cool how he came up and ate the plug like that. You know, I don't typically do a lot of artificial fishing, and it was induced by having a lot of live bait, which is something cool that I just really never do and show you guys, but that's awesome. We're gonna add him to the bag. Got another one going out in the nose. Let's get him fired up. Ooh, mahi, mahi. There's mahi behind the boat. I don't want this one to get shark. I just saw a dolphin in the chum slick. Where is he? Do I have him here? Do I have a dolphin? What do I have here? No, that's just a big yellowtail. Go figure, we're in a school of yellowtail. Mahi comes into the slick. Come on, baby. There he is, there he is, there he is. Come on. All right, where'd he go, where'd he go, where'd he go? There he is. Come on, Mr. Dolphin. Oh, my hook just came right off the pilchard. Where is he? Where is he? All right, here we go. Come on, baby. Eat it, eat it, eat it. There we go. Got him. Got the dolphin. There we go. That's awesome. We got yellowtail busting around the boat. That's crazy, man. I've never had anything like that ever happen before. That is so epic. So cool. 50 feet of water. Insane, guys. This one's a lone wolf, though. Woo-hoo! Wow. She just took off, man. Got to be careful because, I mean, we're essentially fighting this fish on heavy yellowtail gear. Have a really, really tiny hook. So who knows where that fish could be hooked. I mean, he could be hooked way down the throat. And if I put too much pressure on him, I could pull the hook, or better yet, his teeth may be chafing the leader. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. How about that, man? How about that? When you have days like this, these are memories that I'm gonna have with me for the rest of my life. And we're gonna go back home. We're gonna see my wife, my little baby girl. We're gonna enjoy dinner fresh from our backyard. You know, you don't know what people are putting in our food nowadays. One thing I can say is once this thing reaches the end of an Avail gaff and ends up in my box, I'd say that's a day maker right there. So these are actually some gaffs that we're bringing to market in 2025. This is our last rendition right here. And this is key. We have a small little 3-inch hook here, which is key for a schoolie sized mahi in a situation like this, where you can't flip them in the boat, baby, but we got them. Are you kidding me? Look at that, guys. Mahi while yellowtailing. Welcome to the Florida Keys, ladies and gentlemen. And there's nothing that I appreciate more than you guys watching and supporting us, not only through our brand, but my wife as a realtor and watching our show here. I mean, it truly is an unbelievable opportunity to do what we do out here. And moments like this just make me extremely grateful. But it's like anything, guys. There's good days and there's bad days. And if it weren't for the bad days, the good days wouldn't be so good. 2 yellowtails and a mahi going in the box, and a rainbow runner. Woo. All right, well, we got our bucket of yellowtail right here. And the first thing that I like to do is wet the fillet table. make sure that nothing sticks. And something that I love about filleting yellowtail is they're very, very easy to fillet. See, that's his anal cavity, I guess you'd call it. So you want to make sure to go past that so we don't cut open his stomach. Come up here to the top of the head, and now that we've made that slice, we can just basically turn the knife sideways and then go down the entire side of his body, and just with a single swipe like that. And then I'm a big advocate for always cleaning my table. As you can see, there's some of his feces there. And if you get your meat in that, regardless of any fish that you're filleting, it's automatically gonna ruin your meat. So you wanna make sure to clean the table. Drives me nuts when I see people filleting their fish and that stuff. And then basically, I just use my fingernail to go down on the fillet to keep it from moving. And then once you get between the meat and the skin, with our fillet knives, as sharp as they are, you should just be able to swipe right through it, just like that. Get rid of the skin. And then there's a little line of pin bones right there. And you're always able to remember that because they run right along the bloodline of the fillet right here. This one's even got a little bit of rib cage, which we're gonna cut out here. But you know, back to what I was talking about earlier, guys, you know, yellowtailing is probably one of the most sustainable fisheries, and especially down here in the Florida Keys. And the reason why is because when most people fish for yellowtail, they are chumming. Essentially, when we go out and we fish for yellowtail, we're also supplying a food source for them. So I'm feeding hundreds of fish and I'm only keeping 15, 20 at a time. So that's why we did keep an abundance of fish today. And as you can see, that's one yellowtail fillet from about like a 12-incher. Enough for a sandwich right there. And between me, Stephanie, camera guys, you know, we have plenty of fish, and then what's better than some sashimi and a bonus mahi. So we're gonna take this up to Stephanie once she gets back from the gym. We're gonna make some dinner and just enjoy the rest of the day, man. I mean, it has just been absolutely awesome.
So I got a question. Since Keely looks like Clay, is she gonna act like me? Hey! Oh, but anyways, today has been a really busy day for both Clay and I. You guys behind the camera and Clay did an awesome job catching this yellowtail. I was out there selling real estate, doing what I gotta do, but because it's been a busy day, I'm gonna keep the recipe nice and easy because we've all had a long day, and I want you guys to be able to do the same, because realistically, when you go out fishing, last thing you wanna do sometimes is cook after a long day out on the boat. It gets you tired. But I'm gonna make it pretty simple. All I'm gonna do is bake the fish with the lemon cream sauce. I found it online and I haven't tried it, but it sounds delicious, pretty easy. And I will link the recipe in the description below, but I'm excited because we are all hungry.
So I prepared some sashimi while Stephanie was doing the yellowtail.
It's good.
It's really good.
This doesn't have like...
It has a very mushy texture.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a taste to it too much.
Well, it's good. It has no fishy taste to it. But that was a Cero mackerel.
This is good.
Now this is the rainbow runner. I like the rainbow runner a little more.
Yeah, me too.
But now let's see how Stephanie did here on.
How did I do?
Really good. Good job, Stephanie.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what I loved about this? It's so good, but yet it was so easy to put together and whip up.
And it's fresh.
Yeah, that too. You did a good job catching.
Thank you.
But, you know, one thing we haven't done in a while is thank you guys so much from the bottom of our heart for watching. You know, you guys have walked, a lot of you have been here from the very beginning, and we really appreciate it. Not only are we grateful for you guys, we're just grateful for this community we've started. Like, you know, this fishing community. Every time we're going out, you guys stop us, say hi, and
We
talk
love
to
it.
us. We love it.
And I think it's so cool. I hear stories all the time from people. If one of our friends or a subscriber is out wearing an Avail shirt, typically somebody will come up to them and like, oh, you watch Life by the Bow. So it's just so cool how our brand has created a community of good people, great like-minded people. And you know, with all that being said, Our hearts go out to everybody that has been affected by Hurricane Helene. I mean, it was just a very brutal storm, and it did a lot more than most people imagined or anticipated. So, with the shirt that I was wearing today, there's multiple different colors that are going to be on the website. There's going to be a QR code up on screen there. You guys can scan, go to our website. What we're going to do is not only are we going to discount those shirts, but we're also going to donate 100% of the profits from those shirts to
Samaritan's Purse, which they're bringing supplies over to all the hurricane victims, and basically they're going to buy all the supplies that they need with that money.
But yeah, guys, I mean, we want to help out in any way that we can, but
we also want to thank Fishing Clash for sponsoring this video.
Yes, but I'm really hungry. This is really good. So we're going to let you guys go. Say bye, Keely.
Bye. Bye. See you in the next video.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you all, and we love you all very much.